Timestamps in case you want to move forward, because boy, I don't even know how long this video may be, depending on if we just end up losing the run. Considering it, I think I'm most worried about the storm and losing people during the resolve of the storm, or due to resolve in the storm. We'll find out what happens. Let's see here. So yeah, so we lost a bunch of mainly foxes and frogs. Humans were relatively fine for the moment, but yeah, we do still have a food problem, so I don't think, out of curiosity, so for the next minute or two, I do want to go over some possibilities, but I don't think there's much I can do. Yeah, and pays for frogs, but really we'd just be trading one for one. If only, well, I mean, technically it's more food because it's we're not using dye for anything except for maybe coats if we want to make coats. But the most important part is, yeah, we need food because 21 among, I think we have like 80 meat, and if we have the certain storm effect, actually, yeah, storm effect, Plague of Death, discover 2 dangerous forbidden glades during the storm. Otherwise, 3 villagers are killed during Drizzle. Which, did I end up taking a cornerstone for when we lose? Yes, so we get meat from that. We take impatience for it, but we get meat from it. And I think I'm going to leave a human on the hearth for the sake of not losing the run. So we can open if we can open 3 caches, which we should be able to do soon, question mark, we should be okay. In fact, we will get the sea marrow, so let's just go. There's not really much to deliberate aside from filling up these orders, but that will take time as well. So yeah, off we go. I will look over the settlement while things are going, but I think we just might end up taking the thing. I'm going crazy. Anywho, if we can, I might as well make this harvester's camp just so we can get a little bit more. That doesn't leave us with a lot of people to build, but I think it's fine for the moment. And yeah, we lost nearly all of our frogs. I think we had at least like 6 frogs, and now we don't have any. So yeah. But since we're not using the kiln at the moment, let's just do other stuff. Now, keeping in mind, extra coal would be nice to survive the storm, but really, just in case anyone wants a recap at this point in the video, yeah, in the first year or two, we messed up a timed order, and that would have allowed us to blueprint, which we'll see if it would have mattered. But still, we need resolve from somewhere, so actually we should boost foxes here. I don't know why I didn't. Did we just lose the trader? Yes, but I don't think I had anything to trade, really. Well, we did, actually. I made a mistake. It's fine. Is it fine? Well, we'll see. Yeah, I was supposed to have used Sahilda. I think that was Sahilda, from what I heard. We're also continuing to take hostility, but we just need the planks. Keeping in mind, yeah, so we have a dangerous glade to the south and the north, so that should be fine. Do we have any other fishing places? No, because I deleted the one I had, I believe. So now, we wait for I think we can make this last human house. Yes, we can. And if we continue to make planks, which I should, I know I'll need them. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So, with this said, yeah, that allows us to finish. So that was the sound of me doing one of the orders here, although right afterward, yeah, there's not much. In fact, earning the reputation points after the fact. So I guess we'll see. Funny enough, I'll take the events. Now, will I get those reputation points from events? We'll see. If nothing else, we can take our time going as far as we can in the settlement. But until we actually fix this, yeah, no wine here, but we can make pickled goods if I care about that. Doesn't seem like I do though, especially since we can't move this. Now the frogs do like wine, but we don't have a service building essentially. So yeah, not much I can do for the moment. Service buildings add resolve, but we don't have that either, so yeah. And then let's complete this order and grab this next blueprint. 5 humans, but not a lot to do. There's Sacrament of the Flame. Bit late, but I think we take that. Yeah, we take that. We need fabric for it, but we should be able to handle it. And yeah, we need fabric though. So let's make some fabric. And yeah, with that said, I think we'll purposely leave humans in here because they're the ones we're going to lose the least of. But hey, then we get a resolve hit. But if we can continue making... Yeah, so what we can do is make a lot of wood and woodcutters camps. I think I'm going to swerve here. So yeah, that's what we're going to make woodcutters camps and cut for coal, if that makes any sense. So... because we're going to turn all of that wood into coal, so we can sacrifice that coal in the hearth for the Sacrament of the Flame. That's the plan. I don't know if it's the best plan, but hey. But using the clothier would help too. But we will deliver this cache. I can't figure out how I want to pronounce this, but anywho. Yeah, an extra point of resolve from the foxes would help here too. Will we get that? No. Not anytime soon, at least. Do we have any miracles left? No, we don't. All we have is pain. So without further ado, let us actually, if we can prioritize the hearth space, that would be nice. So we're gonna move you guys really quickly in the woodcutters camp. But right after that, let's continue prioritizing the space around the hearth. In fact, I should probably put this woodcutters camp closer to the warehouse and hearth, but yeah, let's let that frog deliver that, and let's move this. So, and yeah, whatever reeds we can grab, we'll grab. It's not going to take too long. Actually, does this benefit from the thingy? Can't tell. Production speed 8%. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. If nothing else, we can try to work on the trade routes. I think standing level 2 on 3, right? If I recall correctly. Yeah, level 2 with 3 routes. That's probably going to be what we're shooting for, but whether we can or not, that's a completely different story. So, we might as well try. If nothing else, the amber value was there, but... And we'll continue moving on. Are we hauling these things? No, because no. Well, hey. And yeah, we're gonna continue cutting here. But we should also extend a path for the sake of entering this glade. And the one north of the first hearth as well, but you get the point, I think. I'm going to move this really quickly. So 2 glades during the storm, although I think we'll purposely lose 3 villagers. And yeah, we actually need an ale building instead, but we might forego that. Building materials as well, but I don't think we get to do that. So if nothing else... maybe we make this mine. Can we even make this mine properly? Well, first off, no, because we don't have the bricks for it. And if we're gonna cut into a dangerous glade, just one. We'll see. Where did the other frog go, by the way? Here. Let's use 2 frogs. Could put a fox in here as well for resolve, but we'll forgo that. And yeah, we will barely not get enough resolve, but hey. So I think we just want to start now. Let's see, 20. We'll do it for a minute and see what our coal looks like, although we should be able to handle it. We're going to be moving a lot slower though, that I promise you, but aside from that, we'll see. So we're probably cutting as many trees as the hostility we can lower here. Yeah, by 25, and if we cut so many trees while sacrificing coal, but it's the trade-off. Also, yeah, since that's pretty bare, let's go back to cutting these. I want to cut these trees here just for a bit more space, if that makes any sense. But otherwise, I think we have leather for and dye for coats here, so let's just do that in the meanwhile. We can turn the copper ore into building materials for the builder's tools order. Also have aesthetics that we need to work on, but we'll see. And I guess we'll go back to making planks to try and do the aesthetics. That's probably the one we're closer to doing, the aesthetics order. Now, whether or not we're going to be able to do it is a whole different story. In fact, we don't even have enough people living around the hearth to upgrade it. So, whoopsie doopsie. We will still put the gardens around this first hearth, though. I think that I do want to do. We have one free builder running around, so that's fine with me, but what we don't have... we don't have. I feel like we should have enough coal for this season. Also, an extra thingy-majig, an extra frog. Oh, never mind, I only have 2 frogs. I forgot. Whoops. I could cut this into this third dangerous glade next to the second hearth, but we'll take care of the immediate surroundings. Because at some point, if we want to prepare for the orders, the, what am I trying to say here? The seal orders, then I do want to prep 2 Forbidden Glades to open, because I will not be able to, unless I rush toward it, but unless I complete nearly all the orders but the last one before the year comes, in which we get slapped by possibly a Forbidden Glade event, then yeah. But anywho, could cut into the small glade, but we're not going to do that. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Do we have any more orders left? No. So what we get is what we get. Yeah, and these foxes suffering. And we're going to take the speed decrease, but... well... that's what I get. Also, let's return these planks for a moment. So we can try to do the aesthetics order. Yeah, that's not happening. We could cut into 2 dangerous glades. That would be interesting, but no. So we'll let this resolve fall. Might as well keep the foxes in the positive for now, but we're not going to really be able to flip-flop. That's the end of the sentence. Can I make more packs of provisions is my next question. Likely not. I also forgot to check if we have too many... no, we don't. Although we will need to make thingy-majiggies later. And we might not even have enough coal for this season. Yeah, you know what? We're going to put another fox in the kiln, if I can put it in the kiln. My goodness. Fine, I'll do this. But yeah, we're keeping the thingy-majiggy so we can... we're keeping the coal sacrifice for the moment so we can continue to try and lower hostility. But in the meanwhile... so yeah, we're super unproductive due to the speed. The speed decrease does a lot. Now, the closer you are to a hearth and a warehouse for villagers, you know, the better it can be, but no. Also, we have a bunch of flour. I forgot to make... I could have been making food. I'm going absolutely insane! Where did all this flour come from, by the way? Was it from the mushrooms? It was from the mushrooms. Well, hey. If we're gonna do that, we might as well help the try to help the foxes out. We have 3 woodcutters camps moving in tandem, by the way. And yeah, we picked up the paste from a thing, so maybe it gets better, but we'll keep everyone at as much as positive as possible. Though we are still gonna be running out of food at some point, so that is gonna be a worry, but not quite yet. With the temple, though, we're in a lot better of a situation. And yeah, religion. If nothing else, getting religion would help. Or getting the incense would help. Because at least just in terms... actually, I have a distillery for that. I'm going crazy. Yeah, I am going crazy. I haven't been doing what I should have been doing. Well, hey. Let us... we're not going to cut into a glade, but we will continue cutting for wood. If possible. But I also want to put down this distillery. No! The beacon tower's in the way. Do we have the wood for that? We do. Let's toss it over somewhere. Away from the hearth, pretty much. That's a little weird. I didn't mean to put it that close to where if I want... Yeah, that's going to be a bit weird. Well, it's too late. Actually, with that said, we will cut here, I guess, just in case we want to go down over to the east? Question mark? But really, I just want to open up this tree space in case I wanted to do a thing with the hearth. But yeah, let's make this distillery. Let's make this distillery really quick. Boom, boom. And can we... Yeah, we can use scales. Scales can be used for boots as well, but if we're sitting here, I would rather make incense, because that would actually help out the most right now, most likely. And we are missing some bricks, but that's fine. Do we have any clay? No. Well, let's stop making planks then. In fact, we'll just completely stop. Actually, why are you in the makeshift? Put one human in the distillery, and we will. I was gonna do something. I forgot what I was gonna do. Oh, make more gardens. And we should be good. That should be enough gardens. I'm just gonna put them all around this hearth. That we can move them later on. Also, how much housing do we have left? We have a lot. That's right, because we just lost a bunch of people. I can't accept these. And in fact, I should probably just take the ones for tools. Parts would be interesting, but I think we just take this in the face. We get meat out of it, if nothing else. Yeah. So, away we go. But we do want to put humans in the distillery. We are losing a bunch of coal now, but we need to keep the coal sacrificed for at least for the next, well, however long it takes. Out of curiosity, we're not burning sea marrow, so yeah. But otherwise, we'll do what we can. Again, this is all for the sake of lowering hostility. Although an extra event would help out. But hey, we are keeping in mind we're gonna lose 3 people at the beginning of Drizzle season, so that's at least like 1 full impatience point. But yeah. And yeah, this is not the most... this isn't the prettiest settlement, but in terms of how great we're doing, there's not much to say on that. There's not much else to say about that. Put the gardens around here. Low on fuel, but eh. And I think we just take the hit here. We're gonna run out, but yeah. So there's the hostility. And off to the races we go. We might lose a frog. That's not good, but hey. In fact, I want to put I would want to put a frog on the hearth, but I don't think that's gonna happen either. So yeah, we'll just live like this. We definitely lose a frog in the kiln. We get meat for it, but we lose a frog in the kiln. And then we lose a fox as well. And then we lose 3 people right here. Hauler, clothier, woodcutter. And then Sir Renwald. So, if nothing else, I really should buy things that I need now. They're giving me a lot of ruin salvaging, which would be interesting, but maybe I should just salvage this. I want to just salvage this. Because I don't... Unless I put a hearth down in this for where this Forbidden Glade is. At this point, some people might be wondering why I haven't used the Forsaken Altar. I don't think I can even use it anyway because I did a thing. By the way, hey, Woodcutter's Prayer. Frequent caravans for impatience grow slower every time you finish a trade route, which I do want to plan to do, but we'll take Woodcutter's Prayer instead. Now we can buy fuel from Sir Renwald, but yeah, porridge probably. If nothing else. Otherwise, I would have liked to have seen a farm here. Interestingly enough, if I can start making ale, this would be nice. The dual brewing tools would be nice as well. But I think what I'm going to actually end up doing is buying tools. If for no other reason than the order, but I think I want to open these caches. 48 tools to open them all, and in fact, I have 6 right now. I can't even get 48, so... 24, 44, I mean... Let's just ask the question. If an event asks for an ancient tablet, I'm going to be very sad. That's basically what I'm going to say here. Yeah, that's basically what I'm going to say. Why does this... I was about to say. Otherwise, we could burn all the amber to buy food, which we do desperately need. But if we're getting meat, we shouldn't need it. That's what I'm saying anyway. But alternatively, fabric as well. A wildfire essence. Let's buy these tools, and then I'll find out what I want to do. Also want to accept this order. 30 pickled goods, 30 crystallized dew. We can also look at these blueprints. So, at this point... Well, actually, porridge. Yeah, porridge. Do we have anything for porridge? No, actually. Because we don't even have a farm for any of these. I would have to gather to use this. So I guess I really will use the Trapper's Camp. There are 3 Broodmother nodes sitting right here. And I need the materials now. The leather also helps, but I think we'll take the Trapper's Camp. I'm still planning to open up a glade, I think. I don't have... Actually, I don't have to. And with this meat, I could instead make oil, as interestingly as that is. Yeah. 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 So, with that said, we don't have any wood for it, but we will soon. In fact, I should just buy fuel here from Renwald, Sir Renwald. Could also buy oil, but I think I'm just going to use all this amber to buy coal so we can stave off the thing. And then we'll just primarily burn coal until we make use of the thing. Yeah, because we need wood for this. In fact, I should actually move one of these woodcutters camps over towards this... towards these Broodmother nodes, because we need some space to put camps down. But otherwise, should actually put them here. And then we'll move it over as we do. But still, the important part is we can put a bunch of these trappers' camps down. The insects would be an interesting pick as well, but also we can open these abandoned caches. I'm going to call them caches. I need to look up the pronunciation again. Why do I do this to myself? Anywho. Yeah, let's definitely open these. If nothing else, maybe we get 5 points from these, because I'm not obviously using trade routes at the moment. Oh, even though we have a bunch of flour left, right, and center, but... Falcon Boot will burn everything here. Maybe we do get 5 points, so we'll see. Yeah, but I think for this year, we'll just stay with what we have. Because we have Broodmother nodes to use, we might as well use them. Now, my next question... So, yeah, nothing we can do here. Actually, don't we have 2 parks here? We do, but I don't think... Yeah, I think instead we should just move these villagers over towards this, for our first hearth. Again, this is mostly because of that bad year in which I lost a bunch of people, but if we were to put a priority order on this, then yeah, I should actually do something else. Yeah, so let's make these trappers camps and use these trappers camps. That means we can take down one of our woodcutters camps for the moment, because that way we can get a bunch of meat that we're probably just gonna end up burning for oil. You know what? Actually, we should just be burning it for oil while we have it available. So actually, we still want that. We still want that frog in the kiln, but we can make oil and maybe flour again. No flour, just pain. We are also making incense, but hey. And I think we experience a speed increase, right? Do we experience a speed increase? Well, we're gonna find out later. Also need more people, but we don't have that, so. Reputation point from a thing. And yeah, we essentially have a bunch of time left in this settlement, because as we get reputation points, yeah, we'll have enough things. Also, I did not enable oil. That way you can speed everything up, and then I don't have to sacrifice coal, is what I'm trying to say. But another person in the press would help, I think. If I were really so worried about that, I should actually... Yeah, I should actually disable... No, not the kill. The press. And the clothier, but mainly the press. We'll leave one free builder around for the moment, because since we have the woodcutter's prayer now, one camp should be able to help out a lot more with things. So, yeah. By the way, so we're going to move this camp over here this time so we can make more space around. And we should be pretty good. Now, we do need to start making a lot of oil. In fact, I should have used Sir Redmayne. I should have bought 2 pipes from Sir Redmayne because the clearance water would help. But it's too late. If we could spam incense, that would be nice, but that is not what's happening. So but out of curiosity, so yeah, 30 speed in 30%, so we have a nearly 150% production speed, and when we start making oil and sacrificing it, really, it'll be a lot faster. But we'll start with level 1 because we don't even have enough people anyway. What's happening to this kiln? Oh, nothing. Let's make coal. And now we're sitting here for a moment. Yeah, and with faster speeds, we can feel a lot better. Although keeping in mind we do need to make purging fires, so maybe I should put a frog, the frog on the hearth for more people. Yeah, I think I should do that, but let's wait for a moment. Luxury goods porridge. Better flour and packs of provisions. Fabric packs of crops. I would actually like to make porridge. But then I need to do a rainwater thing. The fabric building is nice. So is the packs of provisions, though. But we're not really doing much else. What do I need is my real question. Also, did we finish this thing yet? We did. And we actually got double. That doesn't count reputation points, I believe, right? But anywho. Let's see which Ancient Seal order we do first, but I'm still kind of sitting here wondering what to do with my life. We'll take the fabric. Might as well build the building, but we'll see if I actually get to use it. And off I go. So who do I take away for the purpose of... Actually... So yeah, let's actually put a frog on the hearth instead. We'll leave someone in the kiln, but we need to make some purging fires for the storm season. I think we'll need 5. I'll just make 6. Who am I kidding? Yeah, and 1 human should be enough to make enough things that I need. Yeah, I think we should be able to do the seal order. Hey, we got a farm this time. If for no other reason, then this will allow us to make more oil. And flour, but... So yeah, I should have done porridge, but I didn't do porridge. And we can't make these farms yet anyway. In fact, they won't even help until the storm season. Anyway. What's our progress? 0.49. It would be a lot higher, but pain happened. I am fighting for my life. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And yeah, while we're double timing on these broodmother nodes, we'll do our best. So, as we get more oil, we're still not making enough. We would need 2 presses, I believe. That's all I have to say at the moment. And we do have flour still, but we would probably need a second press. We should have enough food, basically, for the storm. Although I should check right now what we're about to deal with. Plague of rats. So yeah, food disappearing. Never mind. Okay, maybe we don't have enough. But for the moment, we'll go for as long as we can. So reputation, yeah, we're probably gonna get the reputation points through resolve? Question mark? Yeah, resolve, is that what it's called? Points cannot be counted even if you have a full... points continue to be counted even if you have a full reputation. But, hey. How much coal do I have? Not a lot, actually. But we can speed up oil production again. And yeah, away we go. Yeah, with 2 sacrifice stacks, we should be able to start going positive on our hostility decrease. But, boys, are going to be close. Because I really don't want to pay this amber, even though we have a bunch of amber. But 5 times the number of years. So let's just assume for the next 3 years. 7, 8, 9. Not eating particularly. So we need about 120 amber total. Again, which isn't impossible, but 3 more blueprints left unless we buy something from a trader. But meh. My next question is, do we get enough points during clearance? No. The answer is no. In fact, we probably don't even have... Oh, wait. We only have 1 frog. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna run out of paste. Well, I will run out of paste during the storm because the rats will eat it. But what I'm trying to say is that... yeah, we'll deal with it. I wonder if flour counts for the rats... the negative rats modifier, but anywho. Yeah, we should really be producing meat left, right, and center. What makes me sad is we have no extra bonus gathering, but it's fine. In fact, we should have... why are you getting insects, you crazy people? It's because these insects are in range, and I don't actually want that. In fact, I could even just disable insects for the moment. Because we want to prioritize the thing that gets us the most. Which in this case is the thingy. My words are going because I'm trying to think about what I'm doing here. We can use resin instead. We get newcomers now. Extra foxes, extra humans, particularly these 4 humans, so I can work on a farm. And, oh, my hostility, please. That does mean we don't get to get a reputation point, but... let's... well, first off, let's put people in the light post. We can make a bit more purging fires. But more importantly, let's make these farms. They should be able to handle this many plots of farmland, but if they can't... well... actually, I just forgot. So there are 2 more seal orders after. I forgot what the 3rd level is, but we'll find out in due time. So 4 humans for 2 farms. Probably need a 3rd farm just for an extra person working, but that's probably not going to happen. So away we go. And now we have free people. Anything else I want to do here? Yes, a frog in the extra frog in the kiln so we can make more coal. I could start sacrificing coal if I really wanted to. Don't think I want to, though. Are we really running out? I guess we will make a second press. If for no other reason than to make flour later on, never mind. We don't have enough planks and or bricks. Should I call a trader? No, I'm not going to call a trader. I'm going to make the call. We'll put the foxes in the warehouse to haul. If for no other reason than resolve. But yeah, this season's gonna hurt. No, my incense. We need 2 distilleries, is what I'm also trying to say. So we have a granary for the thing. Did I even make the granary? No, I didn't. Oh, we don't have planks. That's why we're not making the farms. Well, I guess we'll get to making planks. We have the wood to spare, so there's no reason why I should have been doing this earlier. In fact, I should be doing a lot more earlier, but hey. And yeah, aside from the humans, everyone's going to be walking slow. Which, they're the important ones on my settlement, as it turns out, but hey. And yeah, during year 7 we will be able to do stuff. But for the moment, again, we don't need to open any more glades at the moment. But I can inch closer to a Forbidden Glade if I really want to here. And yeah, with those Siths defeated... In fact, I don't need to leave everyone here. So a third hauler we go. We have a granary now. I could remove this granary, but we have enough planks for the moment. And let's see here. So fabric, because I think I have the... Do I have a cornerstone for giving me reeds? I'm going crazy, but either way. How much fabric do we have? Not enough. So let's do something with them. After this flight post completes. Actually, no. We can just use them now. Actually, no. Let's do this. So we're going to do a swap. When this human finishes these planks, we will... try to make the farm. Force delivery now. Even though they probably won't. Yeah, they can make it actually. I'm going crazy. Where are these Siths coming from, by the way? Well, hey. Let's stop sacrificing as much coal. Or, sorry, oil. Because we don't have enough, apparently. And yeah, we would need another press. I think I'm going to try and prioritize that. If we can even make them. We can, kind of, but not really. And yeah, we have a frog on the hearth for the purposes of speeding up the newcomer batch. The batches of newcomers that come and go. How much flour do we have left? We're running low, but we have grain for it. So if nothing else, we want a second press to focus on flour production. That's all I'm trying to say. But in the meanwhile, get back to sacrificing coal. And a lot more trouble to come. 10 shelter left, two more buildings for frogs, and yeah. Probably want to end up using this mine at some point, but hey. Also, we are kind of going negative on wood, but that's part of the pain as well. Do I want to cut into another glade? No, because we still have things to do here at the moment. So instead, let's cut more space around the hearths. Yeah. Move the shelter really quickly because it's not doing anything. And what else do I want to do? Need these. Need 4 harmony and 8, or 2 parks really, but I don't have the lugs. And now we're out of scales, but we can use resin. Let's return the sea marrow for the moment. It would be great if I could find this. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I will cut into a glade, because theoretically we'll have foxes available. Yeah, we do have foxes available, so that's... around 30 seconds, we will put the woodcutter's camp close to the dangerous glade to the north of our first one. In fact, we'll just do so now. Yeah, I know the resolve is low. Not much I can do about it. So, well, yeah, we'll focus on the overgrown tree, but in Drizzle season, we'll do something else. No way we lose a fox here, right? We actually might lose a fox. Oh, it's because the main warehouse doesn't have any more Siths, so we lost the resolve that we had. But do we survive this? I'm just going to do a thing really quickly. In fact, mark trees. We should be able to not lose a fox. Okay, good. And then we'll take this thing. Tending amber every time a villager dies or leaves. We can do that. But also, every impatience point, we get sacrificing bigger sacrifices. Which we can do. You know, yeah, we're going to take that one. I wanted to take the other one, but... And by the other one, I mean the middle cornerstone. I forgot what it was. Plantation for plant fiber as well. And berries. But... we'll see about that. We shouldn't hit hostility 5 is what I'm trying to say. I'll think about it. Yeah, I'll think about it. I don't need anything right now, but let's cut open this glade and see if we actually need anything right now. That will push us to hostility 5, but as long as we continue sacrificing oil, we should be okay. Please cut this. Please cut these down before Zelda leaves, though. I just want to find out so that I can find out. And we should be able to get this extra reputation point. There's extra fertile soil, but there's also a blood flower here. So, food problems, but hey. What else do we get? We don't have a fishing hut. We do have a trapper's camp for extra insects. Those insects will probably be turned into something I need to figure out. But we do have an extra cache, and then we have a thing. I said I was going to pronounce it cache. I did not. But while we're here, let's do some blood flower stuff. We can also, we can also sack sea marrow while we're waiting. But yeah, not really much to do here. So we want to make a farm immediately, or I want to make a farm immediately. So what I will do is put in fact, we didn't even need any more planks. Would be nice, but no. And we need at least 3 humans. Do we have any more wood? Yeah, we only have the 1 woodcutter's camp. We definitely need more newcomers. We can replace some people. So we can at least get 2 humans working on this farmland, but right after that, we're not going to be able to use it all, but we'll do our best. I'll keep an eye on the other farmland as well, but hey. Also, I should actually favor the humans over the other 2 races, because we have more humans than both races combined. Oh, that's what I should do. I should get things for incense, but also food. And let's see what else I want to do with my life. I think that's about it, right? I think we can use salt for incense as well. I'm just going to take a quick peek because there's no reason for me not to. I could also start making a plantation for a variety of food. I'll think about it, though. Yeah, so salt, insects. So we do have an insects for more incense if I want to do so. Is there anything? It would be the herb garden. Yeah, the herb garden would allow us to be self-sufficient on incense. Yeah, self-sufficient on incense. But we don't have that. We have a plantation, but I'm going to take the speed increase and the plantation. We'll make a plantation next year if we need to, but right after that, let's grab as much as we can for incense, because that would help. What is the cheapest? Roots? No, scales. There is a fishing hut available that I can use, but while we're sitting here, we'll just use that. Yeah, and we'll save some amber in case we somehow oof ourselves during the storm season. And yeah, be happy. I'm going to speed it up even more. Are they working on this? Yeah, they are. So let's start sacrificing sea marrow as well. We're just going to go double time. Just sacrifice it all is what I'm trying to say. No trees near the woodcutter's camp, but just cut everything. Just go back to avoiding glades, quote unquote. Although I should cut near these small glades if I want to cut into the forbidden glade later on, but yeah, otherwise, oh wow, we don't have, yeah, we'll wait. Push the foxes back to blue, because we can't push the humans to blue at the moment. We're about to get another point, but boy. And here are these newcomers that we do need right now. Humans, we're going to prioritize humans. The extra frog is interesting. There's hostility 5, but I think it's for a good reason. And we can also open up these caches right now. So yeah, we still have enough tools to do the builder's tools order if and when we need to, but otherwise, we're out of planks. Just go back to hauling for the moment. I was supposed to buy pipes if I could. I did not, I believe. So instead, let's make the second press. And then we just go crazy. Preferably grain, but we'll use meat if need be as well. Actually, we need flour. Never mind. I mean, both, really, but... Yeah, I guess we'll use meat or as the priority for oil. But really, we want to switch to grain at some point. And we're out of free builders again. But, hey. Them's the breaks. There isn't really a close warehouse to this farm, so if they don't end up being able to harvest everything, it's to be expected. And that's right, reputation points will also hurt us. Well, we can finally get boots now. Do we have the leather for that? We do, because that's right, we have 3 brood mother nodes sitting in our face. Otherwise, I think these are... No, these are ruins, I keep forgetting. We can start getting, yeah, meat instead. Is this actually more... Am I going crazy? I mean, it's if I need the meat. But if I turn grain into meat, what I'm trying to say is, if I turn grain into meat, does that make me more oil? I mean, it has to, right? If, at least in terms of just grabbing meat. Also, I could just end up using other stuff for it, but you get the point. And then eggs would be interesting if I make a plantation, but we're not making a plantation yet. And yeah, we are doubling up on this farm field in the Dangerous Glade for the purposes of a thing. So, we could take the Weaver to make boots. We probably want to. A tavern would be the next interesting thing. Because then we can make ale. And we have ale orders, if I care about that. Probably don't, actually. So we'll take the Weaver instead. And then this granary can be used for packs of crops instead, if I really want to. In fact, we don't have the... We're not on the prestige in which that matters, so... If I really want to, I can make packs of crops. We'll wait. Also, yeah, that's right. The next level... One of the next levels is Amber. So the third level, I probably want to use the... want to go for the Amber order, which means I do need to save on stuff. Also, we're running out of food, but... We'll deal. We should be able to get an extra reputation point, right? Oh, yes, I think. Question mark? No. Because that doesn't count towards it. Well, we'll see. We're going to find out. But as we sit here... So we did finish the thing, so the sea morel shouldn't be being sacrificed anymore. But we will continue to just make oil left, right, and center. Now, we probably don't produce enough meat and or grain for the moment. Well, yes, actually we should be able to, so I guess we'll find out. And then after that, I guess we'll do some insect harvesting, question mark? We're definitely not making enough meat for oil, so we actually do want to stop at some point. And we want to switch to using grains for oil primarily. In fact, I shouldn't have even used vegetable. Or I should make one of these farms or farm plots grain only, but it's too late. Well, if nothing else, I can find out. But hey, I should also not be doing what I'm doing here, but it's too late for that too. Yeah. So who do we push? Push the humans. Push the humans. Push the humans. Because they're probably going to get us the most reputation, right? Yeah. So we should be able to finish the Mortal Blood order. We have a lot of coal. We don't actually need more coal. We actually need planks. Whoop-wah! Yeah, we have no wood. Where is our woodcutters campus here? Keeping an eye on Mortal Blood, because that should be finishing soon. And what is this? Let me just check. Yeah, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there is about 76 grain standing here. Yeah, I should definitely turn one of these into just a primary grain. Plots for grains. Probably the one in the Dangerous Glade. It is a bit of a ways walk left, right, and center, but hey. Also, we get resin for more incense. Or clothes. But for the moment, yeah, we don't have anything else. We're out of incense again. We can't make any more coats without more resin. But I think I would rather turn... As great as the coats are for the Bitter Rain effect, at least for this year, we don't have to make coats again, I think. And we should have completed the Seal Order, Druid's Hut instead. That way we can use the press primarily for a thing. But I'll think about it. Crystallized do no. And Explorer's Lodge. I'm not sure, actually. But we'll find out. Thinking. We can make ale right now. I'm looking at the distillery in the face, and I'm not realizing what I'm blessed with. But anywho, I mean, we don't have a service building for it unless we would have taken the unless we had taken the thingy. But anywho. Yeah, the druid set I would primarily take, well, for tea as well, but then I should just take the tea house in that case. That way we can do tea and or incense while the distillery works on ale. Yeah. Right? The Explorer's Lodge wouldn't be bad either. The game has given me Explorer's Lodge at least in 3 blueprints, but I'm going to take the tea house. So, we also have a weaver, but no planks. That's the worry we have at the moment. And if possible, I guess we try to make this mine. We'll see. Is there anything else I really, really, really need to do aside from making a second bakery, maybe? But no, that's probably not going to happen. So yeah, we're going to run out of meat in the hot moment, but hey. And so that we should take the seal order right now, if nothing else. We nearly have enough amber, which kind of makes me sad. Alternatively, yeah, the complex food and services. Never mind, I lied. we have the next seal order. Cannibalism ×2. Bakery production is quicker. This is the big. I'm going crazy. Let's do that. Alternatively, another stack of fiery wrath would be interesting. But let's go variety here and do bakery production. That's going to be really fast. Yeah, we're like 200, nearly 250% speed. But we'll just be lenient and say 200%. Out of curiosity, how long does it take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So about 50 seconds to make 10 or to produce something in the bakery right now. But again, we don't have any more flour. So, yeah, we can speed up production, but if you don't have the ingredients, hey, what do I do, right? Also, I have sitting on people. I might as well use them somewhere. I guess we will woodcutter's camp. Yeah, I could cut southward. If I were to cut, you know what? Actually, we're gonna cut this way. So, cut towards these big batch of abyssal trees, if for no other reason than to stop our hostility from just going crazy. But anywho. In fact, actually no, we'll push you guys up here. If we have 2 woodcutters camps, I'll feel a bit better about putting another camp farther so that it can, even though the amount of wood we'll be getting is slower, it should be fine. And yeah, now the next question is, do we have anything else? Could be resolved. 2 Forbidden Glades is not impossible either, and 26 is definitely not going to happen. So mushroom production increases by +1, but I guess we'll see. I guess as we enter the storm season, I'll end the video because I think to pace myself, we may or may not be close to the end of the settlement or the seal settlement, but for the moment. And yeah, as our impatience continues to decrease, we can call traders to force it to increase, but I don't want to do that on purpose. So, yeah, and if we keep sacrificing this oil, I mean, I could even sacrifice coal if I really wanted to at the moment. But we'll keep the coal as essentially a soft timer for ourselves. We also have other buildings that I could make, but... And I think instead... I said I was going to make a plantation. Do we need those berries for anything else? Dye, maybe? Can we make dye? No, never mind. Well, either way, some variety would help, I think. But if I'm going to do that... Yeah, I guess we'll stick with a small farm for now. Especially since... Did we take a cornerstone for extra small farm? bonuses? I can't tell anymore, but hey. It's fine. Foxes are suffering, though. We don't have anything for the foxes, but if the hostility level continues to decrease and we keep making incense, then we should theoretically be fine. I did not take the thing, by the way. We'll take the villager put glade. Let's actually use these 3 people for something, and by that I mean nothing because we don't have the clay. Whoops. We have enough coats for the storm season at least, but again, the video is about to end. That doesn't mean I should do anything I want, but we'll do our best otherwise. Let's see here. There really is nowhere else I can put you guys. I can technically not woodcutters, make a trapper's camp when we get the wood. In fact, yeah, we'll do that actually. No, we won't. We'll use the small algae pond. But as we get the Plague of Mysteries, which does add an event, I think. Never mind, I lied to myself. No, never mind. -4, yeah, we're gonna take this in the face actually. I just realized. We do have housing and services, so we're fine there, but we're definitely eating a speed decrease across the board. I just realized. But without further ado, we have the Amber, we'll pay that now. We have the newcomers, which I'll probably take humans again, but I'll figure that out in the next video. So yeah, without further ado, if you have anything to say, you know what to do. If you don't want to say anything, that's cool too. But yeah, we've gone for nearly an hour, so hopefully we finish this settlement next video. If we don't, that would be really weird, but hey, it is what it is. And maybe, yeah, Against the Storm videos may go slower from now on after this settlement after I complete this settlement or seal. And that's a nice place, but we'll see. Yeah, no, I'm not going to take up much more of your time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.